bringing the people behind our food to life.
My great-great-grandparents homesteaded our home place farm before 1900, and they gave it to my great-grandmother as a wedding gift, where she built a house in 1909 that I grew up in and that I currently live in and am raising my family in. Before we planted cherries, we were, like many farms in the area, we grew cattle and wheat, and the big cash crop that we had was actually watermelons. Then in about the 1920s, the first cherry orchard was planted on our place by my great-grandmother and my grandparents. We've been growing cherries ever since, and have expanded our farm from about 22 acres of original cherry orchard now to about almost 400 acres. Bees are critical to cherries, as they are to many, many different crops. Without bees, there would be no cherries. And without the honeybees that we use that are provided to us by migratory beekeepers, there'd be far less cherries here than what we have now. There are native bees that live in this area, that actually live in these orchards, that provide us with some pollination. But the amount of pollination that's necessary is far beyond the capability of those native bees. We put out about 2.5 colonies per acre. We bring those in just before bloom, and then we pull them out after the blossoms have finished. And without the migratory beekeeper to provide those colonies, we would have a very difficult time. When I was a kid, our farm was a diverse farm. We farmed cherries, apples, apricots. We cut hay for cattle that we ran cattle, and we also had grain. We harvested wheat. The reality of changes in the farm economy really have made it very difficult to survive as an integrated farm. The economies of scale have gone up so drastically that we've had to specialize on our farm in order to maintain the farm and keep paying the bills. And we chose to specialize in cherries because the area where we live, the Dalles here in Wasco County, we have irrigation water, we have good soil for growing cherries, and we have a very good climate for growing cherries. We believe that cherries are our best option, and we're also very good at it. We've become specialists. We can't farm 200 acres of wheat and do well at it. We can't farm 50 acres of cherries and do well at it, or run 50 head of cattle. We just aren't set up for that. So we chose to do cherries. As far as the future, I think that the biggest challenge that we have in farming has to do with our supply of labor.